First, I would like to welcome you all to our webinar presented or prepared by the University Libraries and the Office of Innovation and Transformation on how to find and integrate teaching material in your online course. The presenters are Mrs. Fatme Charafeddine, Associate University Librarians for Research and Academic Collaboration from the AUB University Libraries, Nabila Shehabeddine, Head of Jafet Library Research and Instruction Services, and Ms. Carla Chalhoub, the Head of Access Services, also from AUB University Libraries, and Rana Haddad from the Academic Innovation Manager from the Office of Innovation and Transformation. Today, we're going to talk about the following: find online teaching materials in the library, explore OER in your field, copyright in the classroom, and linking in Moodle. So there is a lot. Excuse me for this. Our resources at the AUB libraries are very comprehensive and include a lot of online resources, more than 400 databases, thousands of e-journals. And so the question is how to find these online resources for articles, for books, for book chapters, and for more. And if you don't find it online and the book is available in print at the library usually can help you to scan part one chapter or so if you need it in your course. You may order books that are not available in the library, and if a book you wish to add to your system is currently available to you in print, the library may be able to purchase an e-version of it. And of course, for article, you can order articles not found in the library. Regarding videos from the library, I'm going to show you in brief how to find videos, but how to find and how to embed video clips in your course will be explained in details later on in a workshop in the coming 2 weeks on how to find and how to embed videos in your course. And also, if you have a DVD at the library and you need it for your course, you may digitize this for you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to go and show you in brief how to use some of the library resources. I'm sure that you all know how to get into the library webpage, but if you don't know how to do it from the AUB homepage, you simply go to the library on the top of the screen, then you'll be directed to the webpage. That you are familiar with the library webpage, but if you want to find books or ebooks or book chapters for your course, so how to do that? You can use Search All. It's our one-stop search where you can search for your materials. You can use the library catalog where you can find books and ebooks online, and you may use the ebook link or the ebook finder to search for a specific title online. Also, you can use databases. If you want to find databases, our ebook collections, you click on database, and under all database type, you choose books as a type. And here is the list of book collections where you can find ebooks on many subjects. You can simply simply go to the all subject drop-down menu and see what are the recommended ebook collections for you for your topic or for your subject or for your major. What is the difference between all these two? Databases allows you to search within the content of the book. The ebook finder will allow you to search only the title, book titles, while the library catalog allows you to search for books that are owned by the library, either in print or online. What I'm going to do a quick demonstration in Search All. You can do a quick search from here, but since maybe you are looking for something very specific, I'm going to go to Advanced Search. And in Advanced Search, I can type for either a topic or an author or a certain title. I'm going to try something related to Muslim history, for example. And before you click on search, you simply go to content type. If you want only articles, you check articles. If you want books, ebooks, and book chapters, you check these two boxes. Then you scroll down and you click on search. And you should list of books and ebooks and chapters related to Muslim history. If you want only online ones and you don't want anything in print, so you go to refine your search and you click on full text online. This will remove any print book from the link. And if you want to use it in your, use any of these books in your Moodle course, it's better not to download the whole book, but to give a link to it. And the persistent link, for example, to this book, which is about Muslim history and social theory, is directly on the right side. So you have the permalink. You can take this link and add it into your Moodle course so your student can access it. If you want to download one chapter from the ebook, you can do that by going to the chapter itself and download it. If you are getting some error, like in my case, then in this case, either search or you check with us so we can find out what's the problem with the books and why you are not able to access it. This is for books. If you want like videos and you can find videos also under databases, but under databases, you simply go and under all database type, you choose multimedia. And here are the databases for multimedia, and you can always click on the icon information to learn more about the collection or limit by subject as well. If you want to search from the main page, you repeat the same thing. So let's say I'm interested in research methodology and I want to see if there are any videos on this. So I will say research methods, and instead of saying any type, I will select streaming video or video recording. Then I can scroll down, click on search and see what are the streaming videos available to you. If you, we have around like 1,675 results. They are all either streaming videos or video recording. Video recording, you can click on check availability to see whether it's available online or physically available. If it's online, you click for access to the video, and if it's not online, then online, then you'll have like streaming video available online. You can click on that and see the video. In brief, how to find videos and how to find books using the library resources. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And we're still waiting for Mrs. Fatme Charafeddine. She's not yet. Maybe Carla can take over until I check with Mrs. Fatme Charafeddine and see what's the problem with her, why she is not able to check in.
Nabila, Fatme is here between the attendees. She was not able to join as a panelist.
Okay, so let me make her a panelist, please. Okay, so now she is a panelist.
Hello, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Yes, but I'm not able to share the content. It's not.
I'm going to share it for you, no problem.
Okay. Please start with the. Nabila, can you start with the slide of OER?
Yes, but give me 1 second. I have. Where is the slideshow?
We can see it. I can see it.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, it's here. Okay. Good afternoon, all, and welcome to this session. I'm glad today to be talking about open educational resources. OERs are not new, and they are here for a long time ago, but now we are hearing more and more about them, and they are becoming more popular. Maybe someone has to close their mute their mic. Okay, and so OERs are becoming very popular because of their use in online teaching. They are readily available teaching resources that were produced by teachers, and most of them were assessed or peer reviewed. OER, so what are OERs? They are teaching and learning materials created by teachers from different institutions and are completely free to use. Most of them go under the Creative Commons license, and most of them users can use them and reuse them and modify them. But it all depends on the license. But reuse is for sure granted for all OERs. What are the types of OERs? You can find, or in OER, you can find textbooks, complete teaching e-textbooks, complete courses, course materials, including streaming videos. Okay, next. So where are these OER? Where are they found? OER are stored and kept in big, large repositories. So some of these repositories are now very well known, and the best known of them is Merlot, where you have where it's known as the biggest OER repository. Also, the next is Oasis, which is searches the content from over 116 different sources. there is a list of all OER repositories in the OER repository list. All links are available on this slide. Okay, next. Nabila. Okay, so some repositories are repositories by subject or by type. So some repositories are dedicated only to course materials, and these are examples of them. These are repositories of recorded lectures, video tutorials, and teaching materials, and MOOCs. So edX is the most important and famous of them. Also MIT YouTube channel and Khan Academy. In edX, edX was founded by Harvard University and MIT in 2012, and it's an online learning destination and a MOOC provider. It offers high-quality courses from the world's best universities. Okay, next, Nabila, please. Nabila? Okay, and some repositories are dedicated to open textbooks. The most famous of them is Open Textbook Library, OpenStax, and also we have here a list of open textbook repositories. Open textbooks are very useful because they are, for sure, for students, they are free for charge, and for faculty members, they are credible information, but they can have the freedom to modify, add, or change. So that's why they are very popular with faculty members. Next. So how to find OERs? You can search for OERs in a one-stop search, which is the Mason OER Meta Finder. It's a real-time federated search for OER content from many OER large repositories. Also, searching each repository on its own is very useful because repositories sometimes have the OER categorized into types or subject or format or type of license. Always you can remember that you can limit your search by your discipline, the type of material you need, or the license. Okay, next. This is an example of the screen, the search screen of Mason Meta Finder. You can see that you can, in this search box, you can search at the same time Merlot, which is a very big repository, MIT courseware, open textbooks, and JSTOR and open textbooks from JSTOR. So it's really a one-stop search for it's a big basket of repositories of open source. We advise, if you are looking for something to start your quick and easy to start with this web page, and we have here the link on the slide. Okay, next. Here I'm providing an example of repositories where you can limit your search by filter your search by discipline or by material type, as we see here in Merlot. Also in Open Textbook Library, you can limit your search by subject, like you want your textbook in a specific subject, you can limit it. Good. Nabila. So searching for open education resources can be tricky, but librarians are here to help you. And the subject librarians have already created two types of guides to help you. One of them is online teaching support in general, which lists OER and other online teaching resources, and online teaching resources by subject. Please visit these two sites to learn more about online teaching materials that are being compiled by the library. And here we have the contact for subject librarians. Thank you very much. And now I leave it to my colleague, Carla Chalhoub.
Nabila, please keep on sharing the screen. Good afternoon. My name is Carla Chalhoub. my colleagues talked about how to find OERs, how to find content for your online courses. I will talk a little bit about the copyright, about things you need to take into consideration when you prepare for your online class. So as the American University of Beirut operates in Lebanon, on the Lebanese territory, then we have to check what does the Lebanese copyright law tell us about sharing resources, how can we make sure we are compliant. So Article 26 of the law number 75, it tells us it shall be permitted without the authorization of the author and without obligation to pay him or her any compensation to copy or reproduce articles published in newspapers and magazines or short excerpts of a work, provided that it is done solely for educational purposes and within the necessary limits of such purpose. You will see later on what do they mean by this. If the names of the author and the publisher appear on the original work, they shall be mentioned in each and every use of the word of the copy of the article or any type of work. Next, please, Nabila. So if I'm taking materials from the print collection, what can I take? How much can I copy? How much can I scan and share it on Moodle with my students? If you have one book, you can share one chapter. You can take one complete article from one journal issue or a newspaper. You can have a maximum of 10 pages from a poem, short story, short literary work taken from a volume of short stories. If you have a short book without chapters, reports, pamphlets, you can take up to 10% of this. You can have one separate illustration, a chart, a diagram, drawing, cartoon, photograph, or map, all up to A4 size. This is when it comes to the print material. So this is how much you can scan and make it available for your students. Now, what about online materials? If you want, we at the library, when we subscribe to materials, to databases, we sign license agreements with the vendors. So when it comes to the online materials, it's different than the print resources. Here, the contract law prevails over copyright law. Yani we have to check what does the contract allow us to do or does not allow us to do. And we found that the best practice when it comes to online materials, do never go to a database, download an article and you may not email an article to your students. What you can do is, like Nabila showed us in her section, you can look for the persistent link, be it a chapter from a book, be it an article from a journal, whatever is the material content, or even the video, whatever is the material content, you can provide the persistent link instead of downloading the item and post it as is on Moodle, or instead of emailing the material to your students. Next. Okay, what about videos and other multimedia? For best fair use, because the Lebanese law tells us, a short, you can reproduce a short excerpt of a work. So for best fair use, you have to consider the following, and it depends from where did you get the material. First, as we said before, link to the video in Moodle, rather than providing, an MP4 copy and post it on Moodle. Link to the video. Second, place the video in the context of the course. if you have acquired a video legally, okay, and you want to show it in a synchronous class, do not record the session. Recording the session will make it available later on for students who may share it with other people, and this is not allowed. It will not. When we sign the contracts, you should not share the content with people other than your students. So if you are playing a video legally, and what do I mean by legally? When Nabila showed you how to find multimedia, let's say, for example, Sage, if you take a video from Sage, you can show the video in a synchronous class, you can play it with your students. So in this session, do not record the session. And of course, provide attributions to non-copyright owners of the video. You should always notify students that the video or any other multimedia you are using are being made available for teaching, study, and research only. If you want to copy a video, do not copy more than the amount needed for this specific class, or to show the idea behind what you want to tell your students. So just limit it short to the amount needed for the course. Do not go beyond that. If you have created your own video files, the best practice, instead of downloading this to Moodle, you can put it on Google Drive or on your OneDrive and link over the content to Moodle. Why is that? On OneDrive, you can put only a view mode only, where students cannot download, cannot share. They can view, they can listen to the multimedia on OneDrive. Nabila, next, please. So what are the best practices for copyright, be it in print or online in general? First, and a very important thing to consider, whenever you are trying to get any type of material, it has to be a legitimate copy. You cannot go over the internet and get any type of material. You can use what just my colleague Fatme and Nabila showed you. If you want OERs, you can definitely use OERs. You can use our collections. If you are in doubt if this item is legitimate and you can use it in your class, you can always ask us. You should provide access to the students registered in the class only. You should ensure that the access is terminated by the end of the semester following the final examinations. And after the last day of the final examination, students should not have access to the content anymore. Whenever it's possible, you should link to the material. If you are getting a scanned copy, and if the material is in print, it has to be a scanned copy. You have to post it on Moodle as a PDF. Always include proper attribution and include the original work's copyright statement if it's available. A very important thing to consider is to discourage further distribution by including a notice on your class syllabus or on any copies of the course documents. Next, Nabila, please. I'll give you an example of this notice. So you can put that the course material is subject to the Lebanese copyright law on the protection of literary and artistic property of Lebanon, number 75, 3 April 1999. It is only for the use of students in, and write the name of your course. Further reproduction and or distribution is strictly prohibited, as it may constitute a copyright infringement. As such, you have informed your students, and you will not be liable if anyone does any copyright infringement. Students they don't know. Definitely, students don't know that they cannot distribute, they cannot reproduce. We should assume that they don't know. This notice is essential to be included on your course syllabus. And if you're not sure about a certain type of material, about what to do, you can always contact the library. You can contact me. So if you need assistance and help, there are resources for online teaching and learning, or if you want to embed a librarian in your course to help you with the course materials, to be with you, to refer your students to, we are available to help all the time. Thank you. Now I will leave it to my colleague Rana Haddad. Will take over.
Nabila, do you want to take some questions? I think there maybe we can just open the floor for questions before we start talking about putting them in the course. There's a couple of questions that I tried to the best of my ability to answer them in the chat, but you might just want to make sure I answered everything correctly.
Okay, let me stop sharing the screen. Okay. And here, Garcia, in case you have started. Okay. Some questions that I might want to address. Okay, where are they?
So just Malaki is just making sure that you're going to be able to share this recording with everyone once it's done. I told her that we will link it on the teaching and learning portal. And the Dr. Zghaib is asking about the resources available that you showed them through the search and the databases from the library website. If it's just a www search tool, or and I think maybe just to clarify the difference between the databases that you have memberships to at the library that are not normally available for free, and the ones that Fatme talked about, which are more open learning and they're free and available for everyone.
Okay, Fatme, do you want to answer this question? She's not here. Okay, the ones that are available through the library, usually they are licensed and most of them are copyrighted. So, and they are not available for free unless they are open access, while the ones that are OER, they are open educational resources. You can access them and use them. And they have usually what we call the Creative Commons copyright. So you, before using them, look at the Creative Commons instruction and the level. And if you are not familiar with this, we have a whole guide on this on the library webpage, so you can get an idea on this and see how you can use the open access educational resources. I hope I answered the question.
Hi, I may add something. Like if you are asking about where to search for them, all library materials are searchable from the library webpage. The first search box you see on the library webpage is a one-stop search for all library resources. So you will be very this is the right place to start. Go to the library webpage, the first box you see, search for it. After you receive the results, you can filter your results to full text articles, full text books, videos, or other. This is concerning the library materials. All the OER materials are available from the sites that we just shared with you in the PowerPoint. And there is one big like meta finder. Also, I found it, I shared it with you, the Mason. So this search engine will be the first to start with. You have the link on the presentation.
Okay, those were the only two questions, Nabila. I'm not sure if anyone else would like to type something in the Q&A. Please feel free to do this. My part, I'm not really going to show you anything. Most of you, I checked the attendee list. Most of you are already very familiar with how to include these types of resources in your courses. I do have one thing that I want to bring up, Nabila, that I was asked yesterday during a one-on-one session with one of the faculty members. Can faculty members contact you if they're trying to find alternatives for their labs? What I mean by this is they're trying to find some simulations or some, some sort of lab environment that they can use online with their students to replace the actual lab work that normally happens in, let's say, the sim lab in the nursing or, geology when they go to the field or things like this. Would you be able to help them find resources like that?
I don't know, but for sure we can try to help as much as we can. But we need to know the details first, for sure. And if we can do that, we'll do.
Okay, so they can
Please
contact
send an
you
email about this. Send an email to the library about this.
Okay. Okay, great. So from my end, I think this has already been mentioned today, that linking to larger files like videos and audio files and games are preferred rather than uploading to Moodle. I think most of you already are familiar with this. So I will just open the floor for questions. If you have any doubt or any questions about how to include these types of resources in your courses.
Rana, I have a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
What is the practice today at AUB? Are you uploading content to Moodle, or is it just all linking?
No, of course, we upload most of the content that's created by the faculty member, like their voiceover PowerPoints or their interactive lectures, the readings. These are being uploaded to Moodle if they're available. Videos, if they're videos that were found on the net or that things that have come with the book, larger files, those we usually put on the cloud, and we send the faculty member a link that they can add to their Moodle course.
Yes, because what I was thinking is maybe we can do a repository of all these learning materials that are being produced by AUB faculty members, because a teacher, if he is teaching this course this year and not the next year or whatever, so like the OER that are being open for everybody, at least we can have OER for AUB. Like this is just to think of. Like,
yeah, so
this
is already being worked on with our office and your office, I believe, with Eli, and I'm not sure who else in your office, and Rayan. We are now starting to build more in-house media assets, if you want. But then, this opens up the discussion of, first of all, if a faculty member produced this material, they have access to it from year to year through their Moodle course, so that's not an issue. And there's a legal component that needs to be discussed about this material and having it accessible by everybody in the community, and what this entails and where credit goes. So it's a very large discussion, but it's already being done between our office and your office to at least start to build this database of the material that we know is open and is shareable and can be used by other people in the community.
Yeah, like sharing and modifying.
Yeah, I think this is a very it's a discussion that's a lot larger than just giving access to a resource, because you have intellectual property involved as well, and there are policies about things that are being produced at AUB and what the ownership of these is, shared ownership between the author and the university. So there's a lot of discussions happening around this, but definitely it's in the works to have a database that is AUB specific.
I think we need to promote the culture of open education.
Mm-hmm. I think now it's a lot more common than before. Yeah, so I'll just open up, for any of you who have questions related to not necessarily finding these resources, because I think you've been able to get this information from Nabila and Fatme. But just if you have any specific questions about adding things to Moodle, the formats. Moodle takes pretty much every format. So we haven't had any issues with things not being able to be read through Moodle. if that happens, we always find a way of resaving or changing the format of the file to be able to add it to Moodle. And just one quick thing I will add is that Moodle, with the nature by which it's built at AUB, with courses being archived and students not having access to their course after they finish it, this all falls under the fair use law. So we're very aware that sometimes you have to add content to your Moodle course that you only have, a specific license to, but using it in a closed, secure environment like Moodle, you are covered by the fair use law. Of course, if a disclaimer is placed that this cannot be reproduced by the students, etc.
Yes. Yes, definitely. I mean, we follow the fair use, and but sometimes in the licenses, when we subscribe to databases, Rana, each provider, they have their own terms. So definitely there are, as you said, there are the fair use and best practices and these things. And I'm sure when you have people from the legal department on board when developing these things, and now when you are developing the content, when you're having the large repository of faculty developing their courses, yes, but even the fair use is very vague. This is
yes, definitely.
And what applies in Lebanon, what does not apply in Lebanon. I am on a committee. We met with someone from the government because, as you know, as information professionals, we are trying to we follow also the Lebanese law because we operate on the Lebanese territory. So we are trying to include the fair use in the Lebanese law more to be more obvious than, you know, I have read the law. What does the law tell us? It doesn't specify fair use. It says educational purposes. The fair use says one chapter, but the Lebanese law is not very clear about these things. But they're working on it. They are even working on including part on the multimedia. But it's still a draft because
there is a question in the chat. There is a question.
Nathalie Zreeb is asking, I suggest that she send an email concerning the law and uploading material on Moodle. Faculty like me may not be aware of this. Uploading potentially copyrightable material all the time on Moodle. What do you think, Rana?
I think if you have something, I mean, what Carla covered, if you have some legal documents that can be sent from our end, you know, Moodle is a secure environment. Students only have limited access to. So the way at least we've been dealing with things is we trust that the faculty member knows the source of their material, and once placed on Moodle, they are anyway covered by this fair use law. So. But if the library, I think this is something that the library might potentially want to have drafted. We are doing something for the online courses. We found that the policy that already exists at AUB does not mention anything about online courses now that we're all in the online environment. So that is being amended with the lawyers and the and the policy people. I'm not involved in this, but they are aware, Dr. Zreeb, that the policies do have to be amended and modified and made a little bit more clear. So that's being worked on, at least for online courses. But I don't think it's a bad idea, Nabila, for your office to maybe send something related to this for those who didn't attend the workshop or who may not know how to deal with this copyright.
Yeah. The problem of emails, like if we send an email, it could be read and not read, like it's once in a while. But what we should do is like we might record part of this session or or divide the session in parts and record small videos about copyright in the classroom, online classroom, and OER, and finding materials and sharing the links to the video.
One more question from Dr. Zghib about the links to these OERs on the library site. Yes, they are available in a guide that Mrs. Fatme Charafeddine has already developed on OER, and we're going to provide, I can send you the link if you want. Any additional thing, Fatme, regarding the OERs?
No, you are right. We should highlight more the guides that we worked on. Like we developed one guide on general, how to find educational materials, OER and other. And we also have also research guides on specific subjects, like how to find teaching materials in chemistry or in engineering or in medicine. So we have different types of guides, and I think faculty members who are looking for OER, and the best way is to really contact a librarian, because we don't have one answer for all. Your needs are really very different, and we have different specialized librarians who can help your exact needs.
Okay, thank you, Fatme. And any other questions from
Nabila, we can add the links to those guides from the teaching with technology portal as well, if you want, so that this way, in case.
Yes, I actually sent the link many times, a long time ago to Rayan. I will send it again, Rana, to you.
Yeah, send it to me. Rayan is not updating the teaching portal, so send it to me and I'll make sure to add it.
Sure, this is the best place to be.
Yes, and the link to the OER or the teaching resources guide is already on the chat if you want to check it. Do you have anything to add? Any other questions?
I think we're good, Nabila. Just if you want, as soon as you have the recording for this session ready, if you want to share it with me, I'll also make sure to post it on the workshop page.
Okay, great. Thank you all for being with us, and hope to see you in other workshops. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.